So this is the old head, a Jabsco. Works okay. I mean, it's in good enough shape. And the disgusting tank we'll never want to deal with again. That was nasty. I don't think I've ever had to deal with anything so nasty, and I knew it was going to be nasty, but it was really nasty. So after we pulled it out, which they'd basically taken a sheet of epoxy impregnated fiberglass and used that to make a bracket, and so I had to use a knife to cut the fiberglass epoxy sheet out so that I could get the GoPro or the thing out of there. This table has moss growing all over it. It's pretty wild. So anyway, we got the old tank out, and I went down here to the pump ahead with the tank out of the boat instead of moving the boat over to the thing, and that machine is disgusting. I had never taken the boat over to it. I bought the boat, and the tank looked empty to me, so we just never used it, which is part of why we wanted a different one. Was I just did not like that wet, gross thing. So instead of taking the whole boat over to that pump, I just took the tank over to that pump, and we'll just say that was not a pleasant experience. If you don't have a good seal on one of those things, you might want to just back away, or at least aim the hose in the other direction. So after we got the old one out, we scrubbed underneath where it was. We took out that little wall between the door and the head, because it wouldn't fit in there. It needed about a ½ an inch extra. So I just took it out. We didn't need that little wall in there. It wasn't structural in any way. It was just there to make you feel like you had a little extra, something around you. And then we gutted the boat hunting for the fan we had. It came with one of those solar fans. For the life of us, we just could not find it anywhere. I mean, I went through every stowage. I wanted to get a lot of video. I wanted to get just a ton of video of us doing these various projects. But we got here and it was just raining and raining. I mean, just deluges, which this place has been in a drought for years and years. But it was just a deluge of constant rain. So when we finally got, we got the head in, because we could do all that inside the boat, but we couldn't install the hole. We couldn't install that vent, even if we wanted to, because of the weather. So as soon as the weather cleared up, as soon as we had some clear sky and it was decent out, we wanted to put that, we wanted to get that vent in. So we actually went over to West Marine and bought a new vent. It's a 3-inch, and it cost way more than I think we could have gotten it for, because of course, those guys are proud of their stuff. A lot more proud than if we'd have bought the exact same product on eBay. But we have it, and that's what really technically mattered. We got back here to the island and realized that we didn't have a 3 3/4 inch hole saw, which is kind of lame, because every time we go over that bridge right there, that white one, they don't charge us anything to go that way over to Oakland, which is where West Marine is, but they charge us $5 to come back. So once we got here and then realized we didn't have the hole saw, we went the other way to San Francisco over there. and went to Lowe's, and that they don't make a 3 3/4, or at least I couldn't find one anywhere in the 3 different brands. The closest I could get was 3 5/8. So I brought home we brought back the 3 5/8. Drilled a hole, which I kept the plug. I wish I'd have brought it over here to show it to you. It's about 1 inch of balsa with the deck fiberglass on top and the interior fiberglass on bottom. It's kind of a nifty thing because it can really give you an idea what you got. It took about 15 minutes to stick that thing in the hole, and as soon as it was in the hole, we've used sealant. We bought this fast dry sealant that at 50 degrees is supposed to be able to dry or at least get tacky and waterproof in like half an hour, 40 minutes. And we gave it about a day before it started raining, which was kind of a feat. Just absolutely saturated us. Jerry's out of the boat, walking down the finger right now with his cane. You and I have trouble walking around on a finger. That guy can't even see the finger. He's walking around on a wobbly finger without any sort of support system at all. I'll give you a look. There he goes down the dock down there. So we had no power. The day after we got here, we lost power. Well, we might have lost power before we got here, but we had no power. Shore power plug ahead of the boat. The light was knocked off of it. I didn't bother the management of the marina. They were on their weekend. Monday and Tuesday they're not here. And yesterday, Roger, the harbor master, showed up, and we gave him, I told him about it, paid him the rent, gave him the rent check, and he gave us an extension cord and plugged us into the next port down, or to the next slip down. But the point is that he said, or at least what I was getting at, was that when I told him we had no power, he accused us of our anchor. We'll walk back down here, of our anchor. Jerry doesn't have the card that I know of. So we're going to have no choice but to go all the way down there, because he's going to be like, oh God, I don't have a card. What the hell? Welcome to our world, Jerry. Were you thinking about climbing over that fence over there? Was that
I got right to here and realized, I need a card to get out. Thanks, I'll be right back.
Hey, look at that old windmill. I don't think I've even seen one that looks like that yet. They've actually got a metal fin on it. Most of them I see look more like that one. That's what we're probably going to end up with. So, Roger, the harbor master, says, oh, well, your anchor must have mashed the light off of the top of that power box. So there's our anchor and the power box with the light knocked off. And if you grab onto the bow of the boat and you pull on it as hard as you possibly can, you're still about 1.5 feet, 2 feet away from that power box. And we didn't change a rope, we didn't move a line, nothing. My guess is that happens all the time. So he gave us this extension cord, plugged us into that slip down there. We used to be down there between those two boats. That's where our original slip was. This slip is not big enough for our boat. Technically, this slip is a 10-foot slip, and we are a 12-foot boat wide. So it presses that off. Let me tell you, there's quite the coral reef going in this place. Extremely interesting creatures. When I pulled our buoys out yesterday, they were covered in corals and sponges, and you know, there were barnacles and stuff on there too. But I got some footage yesterday of our prop on, you know, the GoPro on a pole underwater, but my Windows Media Player has not updated and won't allow me to play it. I will have to work on that when I get home. We don't really have internet access out here though. It's there's Wi-Fi available in the building, but you have to pay 20 bucks a month to have it if you have it every month. It's like 45 bucks to have it for one day or for 1 week or whatever. So, but I scrubbed the boat on the bottom pretty much the entire length with the brush on a pole, and we figured out what our inverter is. It's underneath the, it's basically just ahead of the engine controls underneath the deck right there. And it's quite the box. It cost $2,300 when they were new, and it'll create 110 out of our two 12-volt batteries for a lot of hours. Even on our space heater, it ran 10 hours on it until the battery got too low. Then we fired up the engine, which it does it fires up very well. It's very easy to start. Here, we'll do that right now real quick, because I think it's cool, man. It's cool. Sit down. Got the old button system. I gotta heat my glow plug, and then once the glow plug's hot, you'll let it heat for about 20-30 seconds, and then it's probably good. Turn on the fuel pump, give us a little gas. There you go. Runs like a top. Water squirts out the back. My new exhaust system that I installed. The sails all fit into it again. Boy, it was tight. I had to stuff them into all kinds of cracks and crevices to get them to fit in there. But that old main, a couple of jibs. Underneath the V-berth, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sails, and 2 under here, 7, 8, and the main is right there on the floor, kind of in the head. So today we're going to clean out the bilge, just because we removed that tank. We're going to scrub it out with some bilge soap, the biodegradable bilge cleaner, and I think clean up the boat and set up some buckets to catch drips, now that we know where all of them are, because it rained. We were able to find where the drips are and kind of track down where they were coming from. And then we might get out of here in the morning, which in a way is kind of lame, because it's, you know, it's only Thursday and we were planning to stay through Friday. But we might leave tomorrow morning and get up to, you know, get the half the drive done before Friday night, and show up there Saturday evening and have Sunday at home before we go back to work on Monday. I think that's kind of the plan at this point in time. We did make coffee, and we baked, and I made breakfast in the oven yesterday morning. We brought some green chili from home that Jerry and I made. I got a little bit of footage of us using that, but it's been a very useful and you know, lucrative trip. Just I wish I'd have gotten more footage. Just when finally we got to a point where I could actually, you know, get a job done, I just dove onto the job instead of instead of taking my time to, you know, basically actually film it, which is kind of lame. I'd really planned on filming it, so not filming it bothers me. But hopefully I'll get better at remembering that as we advance our project list. And you guys didn't want to see that toilet anyway. It was gross. Anyway, have a good one.